3 inches in reach, and he's going to need it all. These guys are going to look like orthodox fighters, but they're both southpaws. Cornelius Locke from Detroit in the red and white. From Mexico is Daniel Ponce de Leon in the black and the silver trim. It looks black and white on your screen. De Leon, a former world champ, wants another world title shot. Jay Nady says stop because he had him up on his shoulder. A big wide punch that misses, sails over the head of Ponce de Leon. Right hand of Cornelius Locke. Now, Locke has got some decent power. You know, he's got 19 wins and he's got 12 knockouts, and he throws his right hand, you know, kind of wide sometimes. He'll throw it in a hooking motion or he'll jab with it. Colonel Bob Sheridan here and Dave Bontempo. We're thrilled to be here, and you're going to love this night before it's over. It's already started great. With a big first-round knockout, and Ponce de Leon and Locke doing battle here in round 1 of their fight. Not a lot between the two of them here in round 1.
No, they're both loading up, though. And Locke has been a little crisper with his counter shots, follow-up shots. I think that's going to give him an edge here.
With his back to you, now to the right of your screen is Daniel Ponce de Leon. Former WBO super bantamweight champion of the world. This is contested at 126. That's the featherweight division for the Latino featherweight title at the WBC. There's Ponce de Leon landing some shots here now, and Locke able to skip away.
Well, de Leon is by nature more of a gambler than Locke, so we'll see what he tries to get and whether Locke counters, whether de Leon makes the big mistake or catches him, but he'll be going for it.
Two southpaws doing battle. That's why it looks like they're orthodox fighters.
De Leon again reaching, but he's closer with that straight left hand down the middle that he's trying to land. And there's the wide shots to the body, allowing him to be countered up the middle if Locke picks up on that.
But he's some kind of tough. He got 32 knockouts and 38 wins. He's only lost twice in his career.
He's starting to get to Locke here. Landed some good power shots. And while Locke needs to fight by formula, perhaps, de Leon fights by emotion.
And this is Daniel Ponce de Leon against Cornelius Locke. Locke in the red, de Leon in the black.
Locke trying to make the adjustment after de Leon did a lot of walking through him last round. He's landing that straight left hand as de Leon walks into it.
And remember, folks, Dave talking about the straight left hand. That's his power shot. These are southpaws, so the left hand is the power shot here now. And when you land it the way he landed that one that Dave described for you, that can set a guy back. And Cornelius Locke has got to make that statement. They both seem to be in a comfort zone right now, and Locke can't be, I don't want to say lulled to sleep because they're working hard, but he's such a heady guy of de Leon, and we'll have to watch that. And de Leon's getting a little puffy underneath that eye. Nobody's been shaken, nobody's been down, nobody's been hurt. Both guys landing different power shots at different times. It started out with Locke landing his share. In the last round, it was de Leon. In this round, I think, you know, the comfort zone, as you described, Dave, is where Locke is, and he's out of it now in that he's fighting comfortably, but he's loading up shots better, and he's having a more effective round this round.
And there are some fights where we see the ring generalship come in if it looks like you can be toying with your opponent while you're on the defense. But the effective punching here has been Locke, and these guys are setting a pretty good pace in this fight.
And if you want to check us up on that, one of the greatest defensive fighters in the world today, and maybe of all time, you're going to see later on tonight, in Floyd Mayweather, yet he hasn't won one fight by defense. The reason?
Guy behind me before this fight said he's cut. Fight hadn't started yet.
Right. A nice straight left hand by Cornelius Locke. And remember, that straight left is his power shot. There's that wide shot again. De Leon keeps landing it on the hip of Cornelius Locke. This Locke is a heady guy. Caught him with a good right hand and backed him off that time. Now there's a lot of power, Dave, because again, that's his jabbing hand for the southpaw, but he throws in that hooking motion. He has a lot of power from load up that.
And de Leon cooperates with him by coming forward, gambling, leaving himself open. When de Leon goes for the body shot, he leaves his entire top exposed.
I really think, Dave, he's having a little bit of frustrating time with the height and the decent footwork of Cornelius Locke. And Locke, again, is a real ring intelligent guy in the ring. showing real good ring smarts all the time. Up on his toes, moving sets. Took a light body shot that time, but nothing too big. Tried to use his reach and his height to his advantage against a very tough crawling Mexican. He knew what to expect against any time you fight a guy from Mexico. You know, those tough gyms in Mexicali, Guadalajara, Tijuana, they're like what we used to call years ago the Philadelphia fighters. They come to fight. That's what that's portrayed. Boy, their language is rough for their street guys. And, you know, Mayweather loves to talk about money. Meanwhile, look at Cornelius Locke trying to make a statement here in round number 7. They told him in his corner.
He's really gone after it here, and he was over the top against De Leon. He looked like he took the tactic De Leon had been using.
You know, whether that's what he's hoping he can catch up with this guy or not, I don't know. But Cornelius Locke is in great shape. Remember, Locke is 34. He hasn't been in the wars that De Leon's been in, and De Leon's only 29. He was taking the prime of his career.
They're trading good shots here.
Yeah, this is a very good fight. A stiff jab again for Cornelius. Misses that time. Wild as De Leon, but he's been wild on many occasions as Locke is up on the toes, bouncing around right to left, in and out, straight. Boy, you know, Dave, he threw that left hand perfectly. It didn't land, but boy, golly, he was, if that was on the chin, he would have dropped. Dave and I sometimes disagree on some close rounds, and that's the way I expect that the judges are on the close rounds. So both of us had this fight almost too close to call for us, and we're going to have to leave it in the judges' hands. But I get Cornelius slightly out in front, and Dave has it slightly out in front as well. But the fight is not over. Champ giving him all he can handle. The Locke to this point, I think, is just slightly better. In and out. You know, in the last round, Dave, I talked about two situations where Locke set up the punches that just missed. And this round, he set up that punch the same way, but it just hit him. And now he's trying to do it again with a little under a minute to go in the 8th round. But Locke has outboxed this guy. Although this guy's been busy in this round.
Yeah, he has been. He's been hustling.
He is hustling. But again, it's not just aggressiveness, it's effective aggressiveness. It's trying to go either way. Look at that. Comes back, lands the right hand, and then the left hook. It's been tough for De Leon. Clearly, Dave, the reach, height advantage, coupled with the fact that Locke is in and out, and on the move, side to side. He sets up his punches better, and De Leon looks almost to me like he's frustrated sometimes with those wide shots.
Locke has made it a big ring, and De Leon has been
Dean Lonigan. Reaching with the jab is Daniel Ponce de Leon.
There's Locke with his jab. They both set up good shots.
I was going to say, De Leon does it well, does he? Some kind of tough fighter. Oh, nice combination of the body and back upstairs with that right hook, which has been very effective for Cornelius Locke tonight. Locke has landed more of those power shots than has De Leon.
And De Leon's power shots look like they should be more effective than they are when they land because they're coming from such a wide angle, and they're spent by the time they get in. He hasn't been able to get the tight, hard shot in.
Well, that's the fact of the matter. When you're watching a fight on TV at home, or you see like a street brawl and guys are throwing wide shots, they look like they're very punishing because they're so dramatic looking. But the short, crisp 5 or 6 inch punch is much more damaging than something like that. Because again, a lot of the power is zapped in the flight of that punch. And that's been the problem with De Leon. De Leon is doing what he can do. But look at these nice, crisp rights and left hands on the inside, left hand power shot. De Leon hasn't been able to shift Locke at all. And Locke has been able to shift De Leon on 3 or 4 occasions during the fight. Nobody down, nobody shaking. The little cut that was by the, so go with the right hand. reaching again is De Leon, and he's had to do that so often in this fight, and he gets countered by the power shot of Cornelius Locke. Nothing big, but it caught a piece of it.
Locke has been able to prevent De Leon from scoring big when he lunges in.
And I tell you, Locke is really doing a job now in this round, trying to put an exclamation point on it just in case it's closer than what I think. If it's the way Dave has it, he absolutely needs this round. This is a very definitive round now for Locke, and so he left enough in his tank to do what he wants to do. Caught him with some good shots here. The tough Mexican kid battles off the ropes. There's no quitting him. He was hit a couple of times pretty solidly, but he won't go. It didn't buckle his knees. 30 seconds to go in the fight. All Locke has to do is stay up on his toes and move, and I think he's got it. Not the nature of a fighter, though, Dave.
No, he went after it with De Leon when he had him in the corner, because you just don't know when people are judging the fight.
10 seconds to go, and it's all over. Very good fight from both supporters of De Leon and Cornelius Locke. I think Locke was a better man tonight. We'll find out if the judges see it the same way I saw it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Jerry Roth scores the bout 96-94. Paul Smith, 97-93. And Ricardo Ocasio scores it 96-94. All to the winner by unanimous decision, and still WBC Latino featherweight champion Daniel Ponce de Leon.